Okay, and as always, we are recording. I, as always, am Brian Kynes, the creator of the Tales of Ulran campaign setting. We use Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, heavily homebrewed, to tell our story, and the awesome people that are with me this Sunday afternoon are here to help me write it one chapter at a time. Okay, we'll go through some brief introductions. It's been a minute. I was sick. There's been funerals and unfortunate things going on. So it's been a month or greater since we've actually got to do this. So if we're a little rusty on the facts, be nice, damn it. That's all I got. That's all I can say. Let's go ahead and start with Mr. McGuffey. Go ahead, sir. Of course, the one that's muted. Yeah.
I'm playing.
Okay, I was like, you bastard. Dude, that's on video, too. It's got me going, what? You suck. Oh, my.
I'll be playing Bass, the the crazy rogue turned celestial warlock after an encounter with an angel.
Oh, it sounds like a good Lifetime movie. This crazy rogue meets an angel. You know, that's good stuff. Okay.
It'll be the same actors, and over Christmas, one will fall.
Michael Landon plays Bastille. Right? So, okay, Bella, go ahead, please.
I play Silouan, the Maiden of Song Bard, Sky Lancer, cool little chick, which is cool.
That's awesome.
Like
and what's great about this is, you know, we edit our content for our own personal reasons and things of that nature. And Bella has been LARPing for all the cool kids that don't know what that means, like this guy. That's live action role playing. Right on, and she is burned out. She is a battery that is about ready to... If she were your cell phone, you couldn't play games on her, guys. You had to plug it in. She's about out.
Don't play with
I was
Bella.
Unconscious.
But
and then you guys message like, hey, are you playing? And I'm like, I have been unconscious for the past few hours because I just got back. My apologies.
and you know it's serious when you talk about unconsciousness versus sleeping. There's a difference, and the verbiage you're using really just drives your point home. But we appreciate you joining in, and hopefully we'll get you woke up a little bit enough to have some D&D fun here tonight. Colby, happy birthday, everybody! Happy birthday, Colby! Yeah, we like it. Please introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Colby, and I play Killtusk, and he is a barbarian / ranger. And he's also a native to these islands. And this creature behind me is Loki, which is his beast companion.
Nicely done. Good deal. All right, and Corey, go ahead.
Yo, my name's Corey. I play Darius, the human furry. Tonight, we're gonna
I love it.
Find out what it means to be part of the wolf pack. Maybe. We'll see.
Right on. Fantastic. Jeremy, it's a tough act to follow. Please go ahead and give it a shot.
After he said furry, from here on out, he's got to wear wolf ears every time he games.
Wow. Yeah.
I'll be playing the part of Merc, a human spirit that is piloting an angelic battle armor named Promise, who is currently a part of a plan for a 7-foot-tall stone and steel individual to try to sneak.
To our delight. To our delight and amusement. Yes, you are trying to tiptoe. I love the way you changed it up, but that, I think, description of Brahmas and Merc is the best, most solid one yet. I'm going to vote that that's the one that stays. That's good, but by all means, change it up too. It's all fun to see what you do. I believe that is everybody. Now, Sean may be joining us after a while. Sean is rarely around lately because he is working in studios and helping on the production crews and stuff of some shows. Sean is an aspiring actor. And so we are all about folks trying to further themselves and do their stuff, because as fun as this is, It is a game. Having said that, Corey, Mr. Introduction himself, is going to be taking a little bit more time working on his brand. Everyone with me? Triumph and Blunder, okay, which is on Twitch. I was lucky enough to play in a couple games for him, and I watch him whenever I can, and I have enough beer in the fridge to keep me occupied. He's going to be taking some time. He's trying to take on some new projects and really get that brand up and running. It's doing well, but it's in its starting phases. Wish you all the best of luck. We'll be starting up a Plan B team soon, and that's to kind of accommodate for all the days when not everybody can be here. And now I don't think Corey's going to be making a character for that. That will give him the time to do what he needs to do and be able to make these Sunday games when available. So, as always, this is the real deal. We're not paid to do this. This is at our own convenience, hurrying through dinners, getting through practices to get together to tell this story, to have some fun, and these things happen. So, with that, let's go ahead and recap. I'll try to be as brief as I can about where we were and what we're getting ready to jump into. Okay? So, it was the first time that the group has actually made this kind of awesome plan together. I always love those scenes when I watch other people do this. And remember from my childhood in the past, when everyone gets together and tries to lay down the blueprint of what the hell it is actually they're going to do when they get to the temple. Right? We know we've got the Ozamen that are on our side. We don't know exactly how many groups of them are there. Because of Darius's involvement in that group and this elder shaman that they have, we are able to get some frost runes that are going to be in some random locations throughout this gig, which are going to be really handy. We know some things about the outside of it. We know there are some ancient Mechon things that can be unlocked and discovered. Mechon being an ancient version of mechanical and scientific pieces that move in this large water temple. And then we also have the group that's going to be going inside to try to communicate with Karsu's mother, or the spirit of other scions that have belonged to the Atladi people throughout the ages. A lot of very interesting things are going to be going on. I'm looking forward to getting into this one tonight. I believe the plan was that we were going to try to sneak if we could and get the main players that are going inside. And if we're not able to do that and someone hears, promise, yeah, right, that we're going to all out make a dash for that. And Valdera and Darius and Colby, Shakoma, some different players are going to be standing outside and fighting off the Vizillion that are laying upon this temple. Remember, it's just now before sunup. And as Darius has mentioned many different times, these Vizillion like to lay out on this thing almost like lizards on your hot block in your hot rock in your aquariums. They do that shit because they're cold-blooded. Because it's D&D, why not? Right? And so they're kind of scattered about this place, and they'll usually rise up and call this kind of like their place for sunbathing and a place that they spend most of their hours during the day. What are you laughing about, Mr. McGuffey?
You said sunbathing. I'm picturing lizards in bikinis rubbing.
Well, D&D is a thing where it is all about your imagination and interpretation. So, if you want to find a wallpaper that has a Vizillion in a bikini, you jump on it, sir. It's all good. I see it a bit differently, but it's all good. So
there's snacks, and no, you can't have any.
Right on. So does everyone kind of get the picture of where we're at? We came up with the plan. We've met Darius there. I think he rolled like a natural 1 when we were trying to find each other along the edge of this. It was really funny. Does anyone have any questions about what else we have going on before we get into this? Because I know it's been a minute, so I'm open to that. You can raise your hand. We'll call on you. You can just blurt it out there. Whatever you'd like to do. Or does everybody feel pretty good?
Let's do this.
Okay. So, I will go ahead and I will bring up a little bit of music and I will bring up the map and show where we are to start. I'm just double checking and making sure that I have all the different elements where I want it. Oh, Jeremy, you know what I'm getting ready to ask you to do, buddy. I'm going to need some rolls. I'm going to need a 1d10. 10, and it's a typical day for you, as it is just coming down. And a 1 is it cleared up pretty good. And what'd you get? You got a 4. That actually helps me a little bit here. And I'll show you guys what that looks like when we get the map brought up here. So, a little touch of Music Maestro. Bring that down. Okay, and now I'm getting ready to share the map with you. And there we go. Can everybody see that okay? All right, good deal. So, what we're going to do is this. Go ahead and bring us into this. We are, I'm going to say, at the foot of this place. Okay? This is going to be the main entrance to this. Okay? Now, I have this enlarged up. I have the Water Temple of Yoda, which is where we're actually at. Nice graphics. No, a little plug there. Now, there is no side three-dimensional images of this because this is such a large thing. I think it speaks just fine for itself. We don't have to overdo this. Let's go ahead and talk about our weather effects. Let's go ahead and back down our rain quite a bit. Let's go ahead. It is still night, and we can go ahead and back down our clouds a little bit. And that's what we're looking at currently. Okay? So, I want to talk about a marching order. Okay? So what I'd like for you guys to do is tell me who you think's in the front, who you think's in the back, who's where. And I'll show you the list of characters that we'd have down here to be able to be moved around. This is who we got. We have Darius, Silouan, Brahmas, Bast, Valdera, Kiltusk, and I have Loki in. No, you left Loki behind, didn't you? That's correct. If I'm not mistaken, did you leave him back on the banks because he couldn't cross the bridges and stuff like that? I think I remember that scene where him and Rowdy both had to go back. This is Shakoma, Celine. Go ahead.
I did use him to find Darius. So does that mean he was still with us?
I can do that.
Okay.
I can
So
do that. That's fine.
I remember using him because Darius wasn't where.
That's correct. That's correct. And we've kind of just made it, if you remember how we explained this temple is sitting down in the very low basin of this large ravine area. So we've went down quite a bit of cliffs and very treacherous trails to get down here. So remember, we found Darius at the top. He was there by an old post where there used to be these large bridge expanses that went all the way across this place. A lot of them have fallen. So we're in like the end of what looks like it's like the bottom of a really deep canyonous like area that's all, the trees have all grown back and they're all the same height, remember, because we said the large floods and stuff went through here when the Terrachua erupted from the volcano of Volaton and destroyed most of this place. So I'm just trying to paint that kind of picture for you all. So I'll do this. I'll want you to do an animal handling check for you, and I'll have you do a dexterity or athletics check for you and Loki to see if you guys think it was possible for you to navigate him down these cliffs and shit to get down there. Now, if you fail these and you don't get at least a DC of 15 on these, I'm going to say that you thought better of it and Loki needed to stay up at the top on the ridge. Okay? What was it? Colby, I couldn't hear you.
19.
A 19, which one was that? Was that the animal handling? Okay, now let's go ahead and do, and I'll let you pick which one of you. It'd really be up to him. So I want you to do a dexterity or strength. In other words, athletics or acrobatics to be able to traverse and go down. You believe you could pull it off. That was what the first pull was. You believe with the handling you've mastered, you could navigate it. Now you need to roll a check and see if it's possible. Which one are you going with?
I would say dexterity because he's more of like a mobile creature.
Okay. I mean, I'm good with it. I'm an easy sell on this one, Colby. You go ahead and do your thing. Give me a roll and let me know what you get. Mm-hmm.
11.
After a certain point of navigating down the hillsides and getting deep into this and realizing and seeing even Bastille having trouble get this way, Brahmas is pretty much climbing down certain parts of this, his large mechanical like Mechan hands digging into the actual earth, clinging onto the roots of trees, trying to find pieces of ancient twisting stones that were laid up to use as steps. Some are gone from the eruption. Some are in clusters. Some have got trees that have grown up through all of them in time. After about halfway down with an 11, you come to the realization that Loki is not going to be able to make the rest of this trek straight down the hill. It is like some mountain goat type stuff. Now, if you wanted to, the only thing I can imagine is if you would dismount him and you would say, hey man, go for it. But you've got to understand we are beings that have 2 legs, 2 arms. We can go slow and traverse this. You know, I've seen horses run up and down some pretty good stuff, but these guys have got claws. They're a little spry, but he did fail the check. Okay? So you talk to me. At this point, you don't think it's safe for him to go any further. So role play me through this scenario. What is it you're doing? Because I'm all good for you taking him on this place, because an Allosaurus would look badass jumping around this thing and biting Vasilians in the face. I'm good with it. But this is a real obstacle. So tell me what you're doing now that you don't think he can make it.
I would dismount on like a secure spot, and then I would either motion him or physically tell him that I won't think he could make it and send him back to the hut.
Okay, say it one more time, because I can hear you, but for some reason you had a little bit of tunnel sound to you. Say it again.
I was saying I would dismount on like a secure ledge and have him in motion or physically tell him to go back up and wait at the hut.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check for me, please, real quick, and then we'll move forward. Very good. He got a 17 after bonuses, so as hesitant and as stubborn, because you were very close and bonded to this animal spiritually. It looks at you for a minute and kind of hesitates. You kind of have to kind of usher him on, but eventually he finds purchase and grips onto the cliff sides and starts to go up a little bit and kind of sticks his head out and blinks and sniffs loudly and kind of turns its head and heads up the mountain, obviously not very happy with the situation. Okay? But that's the reality of it, and that's gonna bring us to where we're at. Alright, so having said all those fun things, now that we're at the bottom, let's talk about our marching order. Okay? So we got our characters here. We'll call it the gang. Danny, you're the sneaky one, bud, and I'm going to let you be the first one to talk a little bit about how we're wanting to head in here.
So,
And also, remember, you have a round or so here getting down. If there's spells that need to be cast, if there's things that's going on before we get to this, I'm going to say you've had at least 5 or 10 minutes to get planning. So if someone had to spell the cast, like move silently or do some weird kind of shit, this is that moment for everybody. And this includes everyone. I'm just starting with Danny. So go ahead, buddy. What's up?
Bass takes a coin out of his pocket, out of his pouch, and he looks to Brahmas and he says, when we get close, I'm going to cast silence on this. And you'll have to stay. I'm going to see what the radius on that is. If you're within 20 foot of us, none of us can hear. But if you're outside of that, and the Scion is with you, you can communicate with her, and she can communicate with us.
They said, something happens, take her and run.
Still the same plan. I'm first. He's 5 feet behind me, and shoot, what's his name? What's her guardian's name?
Broxel.
Roxel will be 10 foot behind her.
Okay. I'm going to put you here, boss. Okay. And then let's go ahead. And you said it was you, then who, Danny?
If we got to run, she's supposed to stick with me. But if I'm thinking, and that's up to everybody else, because I tell him, I can cast silence on this, and it will stay on that coin within 20 feet. And of course, if it gets to the point you need noise, you just throw the coin.
Okay.
So, but Bass is up to, what do you guys think? Because that's his suggestion.
Yeah. Go ahead, Colby. With your character, where would you like to be as far as this? You're one of them that's wanting to remain outside. So do you want to take a flanking position here? Do you want to take a lead? Do you want to stay behind? Just give me an idea where you want to be at, sir.
On the top of those statues.
You want to climb to the top of one of the statues?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to roll me a athletics. Or no, hold on. Stealth check. Dexterity stealth check to get up there. Let's call it all one roll. I want to see how you do this. It's got a little bit of rain pounding down, so you got some noise, not very much. And it is dark, but I want to see how this goes for you. I heard your voice after you said it. What was the roll?
25.
A 25? Which dance would you like to do on top of it? we're all good if you're jigging it up there. It's all good, man. All right. So you are up there. Is that okay? The top one there to the right of the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
I got. What's that?
That was all right.
Okay. All right. Jeremy. I'll talk to you, then I'll talk to Silwyn. Where would you like to be at in all this, boss? Just tell me exactly.
So my understanding is I'm going to be basically to the left of Bass,
Okay.
so that if something happens, he can branch off, so that Bass and the rest can keep going forward. Because he's going to branch off to intercept anything trying to come at him.
Okay. Karsu is just watching all of this kind of happen. I'm going to say because of that, Baraxel would want to stand up. And did we say that Baraxel was wanting to go inside with her and help navigate through this? Or was he staying outside and being a warrior?
He wants to come inside because he failed.
Right. Okay. All right. And I was going to do different initiatives, but I don't know what's going to happen. Someone could die before we get in. So nothing could happen. So I kind of got to go through this as we would in game. Enjoy the graphics and the scenery as we do. All right. So Silouan, what are you thinking? You know, Brahmas is here, and what was your decision? Were you going to go in with him, or were you going to stay back? You were going in with him. Okay.
Yeah, she is going in with not only to stay by Brahmas, but also to keep an eye on Karsu.
Right. I do remember that a little bit. It's been a minute, so it's all good. So, tell me where you're thinking you want to be here. You tell me.
Probably a bit behind Brahmas, kind of. You know how Bass said that Karsu has to stay like 5 feet back?
Yeah.
She's kind of, I imagine, maybe next to Karsu in the sense of if shit goes south, she's kind of working with Brahmas in the sense of you guys rush forward, we will be distraction.
Okay.
So then if something goes south, she is going to like start screeching and vaulting in order to draw the attention away from Karsu so then they can kind of get away.
I like it. Screeching and vaulting. I like it. It's all good. Okay. So that makes perfect sense. Let's go ahead, Darius.
Oh, and she gives a little thumbs up to Karsu.
Okay. As she looks over at you, she cracks a grin and kind of looks at you and gives a nod. But you're seeing more of her nervousness come through now that we're here. She's been pretty contained, you know, and seems like this very deeply spiritual kind of person. But as the rain rolls down over her head, and her eyes are slightly illuminated somewhat out here in the darkness and she is starting to begin to build herself up and get herself ready. You could swear that her eyes look a little bit more watery than they would normally. And you don't know if it's the rain playing tricks on you or if it's actually her. She's going through an enormous amount and probably also thinking about all the things that Baraxel's been through. As we had what I thought was a pretty good speech there at the end of the last campaign where Baraxel kind of revealed some truth to us about the way it went with his mother, or with her mother, and his determination to make sure she does not fail this. There's a lot of high emotion going on here right now, so play on it anytime you'd like to, guys. It's really good. Corey.
Quick thing.
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna give her one of Silouan's feathers. And just say, this is for luck. And that works on 2 reasons. Of one, it's a little trinket from Silouan of good luck, and I do know that according to the character sheet.
Right.
As Silouan's feathers, she could use a feather from her severed wing, cast elemental bane, whatever the case is, 9 feathers. She now has 8. One of them is going to Karsu.
Write that note down, please, that you did that. And later on, if it comes to Karsu's turn or something, I don't know if that would... Yeah, she could probably... I'll have her do a check on it and see if she's able to actually use it for its worth. But really, I don't think your point isn't all that. It's just a symbolic thing at this point, right? Well played. Good job, Bella. I like that. Okay, Darius, where would you like to be in this whole chain gang, sir?
This is what the hell? This is us moving down towards the temple.
We're right at the very bottom, at the toe of the slope, as they would say, and we're getting ready to start ascending into the temple. I will give you this, my friend. You actually are somewhat familiar with where some of the Ozamen are going to be stationed. Roll me a perception check, please. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of an insight up ahead so you can see a couple things here. Because you've looked at models of this place, you know some things. Oh my.
21.
I like it. You know that there are 2 Ozamen stationed a flight down, probably about an 8 or 10 foot ledge here. This is the first shaman, the one that you know the best, and one of the regular soldiers over here in the darkness underneath this ledge. And there is another one that's right here, and this is one of the accursed ones. This is one that has that shadow energy, this kind of dark curse upon it, as it has the large onyx horns that look like black rock that jet from its head, and it has strange powers. You know they are stationed up here ahead to the lower left of this main way.
Yeah, so I mean, Darius was not his intentions were not to go into the temple, right? His intentions were to stay on the outside. The main frontal assault.
Yes. And mind you, any of this is up for change at any moment. This is really just, you're not stuck to a plan here, but I'm just asking what the plan is for now.
So I would say the gist would be Darius would lead up the back, making it very clear to the party that he's assisting them getting into the temple. Once they're in the temple, he's going to break away to go to his manning station.
Okay,
which would be
sweet.
The front.
All right, that works. Shakoma is going to, let's see here. I like her shit for that. Shakoma is going to stand up here behind Baraxel. Now that she has seen, you know what? Now that Kiltusk has done that, I think she's going to try to perch herself not up on top of that one, but along this wall on the other side. Okay? Which is going to be about a 5-foot ledge. She's going to try to get herself up here ahead just a touch. Okay? Let's go ahead and talk about Valdera. I would like to be right behind Baraxel on the other side opposite of Silouan. Okay? Let me go ahead and move my character up just for 3-dimensional effect. Like so. Now I am overlapping. I am here. Okay, and the last person we have to worry about is going to be Celine. And Celine is going to be behind her. Here. Okay? And that's our order. Alright. I need a group stealth check. Unless anyone's casting any spells or doing anything else before we head this direction.
I'm gonna do a quick thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, guidance, I think from the bard class that she has, or whatever. No, that dirge singer.
Dirge singer, yes.
Dirge singer. So I think that it's learned for free from the dirge singer. Doesn't count against her cantrips. And then additionally, as bonus action, you could spend one use of the bardic inspiration to inspire multiple allies. If you do so, choose 2 creatures within 60 feet of you that can hear you. So I think I'm going to give that to Bast and Brahmis since they're coming inside.
Awesome. Guys, write that down, that you have that, and when it becomes viable, please let me know. Okay?
What is that called?
I think you guys just I gave you and Brahmis bardic inspiration.
And what is the dice?
What is the dice?
1d6 or 1d8 at your level, I'm not sure.
Let me check to see if I can figure that out. Because I know she's only like a level 3 bard, so I don't think it's like something too heavy.
Right.
But let me see if I can look that up. In the meantime, we can begin going.
You're all good. And if anyone else seems to happen to know for a low-level bard what they're started out on, I don't know if Corey may even have that. Corey, do you know what the bardic inspiration dice is for level 3 bard? I think it might be 1d6. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think 1d6. I think bard level 1 through 4, it's 1d6.
We'll stick with that for tonight. Okay? Good deal. All right, so you guys have that. Now, that can be used within the next several hours, and that can be used for what again? What's the list of things it can be used on? It's like a attack roll, a saving throw, a ability check, all kinds of cool shit, right?
Trying to look up a list. To be honest, I don't play many bards, so I'm not as familiar.
Yeah, I'm
It's
pretty
like,
sure
what
it
did-
applies to almost any role we have.
Well, that's cool. And here's the thing, really, it's up for Danny and him to know what they want to use it for. So you're off the hook, Belly. You're good. It's like, I did my part. I cast the damn thing. Leave me alone. All right. So, anyone else got anything they want to get going before we get going? And what were you doing?
Silence, if I use silence, we're not gonna be able to talk to each other. So
It is a good point you make.
it's one
So,
thing when we're in a bar and we're doing it like for theatrics, but like in this situation, you shouldn't be able to shape it that way because he's not a true wizard. So
right.
crap.
So if no one else has anything, I'm going to start us progressing forward, and we're going to see how this goes.
All right.
We good?
Bass kind of motions that he'll move a little ahead of the group to see if he can see,
Okay.
because he knows he is quieter than most.
Okay. For now, I want to have everybody roll me a stealth check, and then I'll make Bastille the first one that kind of moves in the group. Okay.
E20, right?
Yes. Did you say a D20?
Mm.
Did you literally ask me if you roll a D20 for a stealth check? Good. It's been a month. You people.
It's less of being away. I regularly question my memory regarding everything, so it's less to do with capacity and more to do with questioning my memory.
And me saying that is more to do with just giving you shit than actually meaning it. So it's all good, man. All right.
Goes out. It's all good.
Okay, so give me some numbers here, folks. What did you get, Bastille?
25.
I'm sorry, speak a little clearer, please.
25.
25. God, it's low for you, bud. What, you slacking? All right, so let's go ahead and say someone else shout a number out at me. What'd you get?
30-20.
A dirty 20. Thank God. That's the one that matters, guys. That's the one that matters. Cylon, what'd you end up with?
I add my dexterity modifier to that, right?
Correct, and I believe you are proficient in dexterity, which would give you your proficiency bonus as well.
So that would be +8?
I believe so.
Okay, because I rolled a 12, so that's also a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The Dirty 20s. We have your group name. All right, Karsu. Danny, roll for Karsu, please. Do a 1d20 and a 1d8. Tell me what you get.
5.
5 total?
Yeah.
Didn't someone do a spell to help this?
Well, I discussed it, but nobody seemed to be on board with it. So he's like, "All right, then we'll do it y'all's way."
Okay, cool.
Okay. Should roll one, if you would. Darius, go ahead and roll for yours. Tell me what you got.
Oh yeah, I gotta. Listen. I'm not lying when I say this, although it's gonna sound like I'm lying. But I rolled a 15 and I have a +5, so it's a dirty 20.
It's a dirty 20. I like it. I'm really talking about the dirty 20s. You know, instead of the dirty dozen, it's the dirty 20s, man. I'm serious about it. With that, Jeremy, roll for Shakoma, 1d20 and 1d8. Yeah.
15.
15. Okay, Valdera. Come on, girl. Let's not be ridiculous here. What'd you get? Oh, good. 16. Kill Tusk. What'd you get? Couldn't hear a word of it.
15.
15.
My dice almost scared me. I thought I rolled a nat 1.
Of course. Well, of course. Let's go ahead and go with Celine. If you would, Bella, roll me a 1d20 and a 1d10.
D20 and 1d10.
Yep.
That's a 28.
Of course it is. And I will also like to mention, while I'm doing this, Celine begins to change the way she looks. Make sure, let me see if I can do this right or not. Let me see. Well, I'll just kind of fade it through. But make sure I'm doing this right. Let me see here, Celine image. As she changes, I'm going to do her kind of like highlighted of this nature. She looks like a Vasilian right now. She looks like a Vasilian spellweaver. Okay? She whispers up ahead to Karsu. She says, "Don't worry. I'm just trying to throw a little chaos in the mix. You just hang here with the rest of them, dearie. I'll take care of this." Leave it there. It's going to be fun. All right, the next one is going to be who we got left. Braxel. Let's go ahead. Colby, roll me for Braxel a 1d20 and a 1d6. Ones are re-rolls on this one. And for time, like I said, I'll try to get quicker at it, but when I say roll these, make sure to just roll them automatic and you guys can just start spitting them off at me. We'll save time next time we do this. Okay, guys?
25.
25 for Baraxel. Overall, you guys are fucking stealthy. Okay? Just so you know. So, let's have a little fun, shall we? Wonder how the Vasilian are doing. Let's see how they're doing. They're going to be a 1d20 and a 1d8. I'm going to roll that now and see what they get. Our d8 is, where are we at here? It's right here. And this is our d20. Let's see what we get. An 8 and a 7. That's a 15. Okay. I'm going to do it with advantage because there's a lot of them rolling. There's a lot of them walking around. Now, you know what? I'm going to do it without that because it's still dark. I'm going to make it a straight roll. I think that's fair for you all. With that, for the most part, you guys don't feel as if you've been discovered so far. Okay? So, let's move this shit show forward a little bit. Colby, I want you to roll me a perception check, sir. Do this with advantage because you and Shikoma are both looking out, trying to see where people are at the same time. And I'm going to say the sun is slowly starting to peek up just over the mountaintops because you believe this is one of the darkest areas because of how low-laying it is in the canyons. You can imagine the other side where you've been is starting to become illuminated, but now it's starting to lighten up just a little bit. A little bit. Okay. What'd you get with advantage? Make sure you speak clearly in there, boss.
18.
What do you say, guys?
Yeah. What is it, Colby?
19.
19. Okay. With a 19, here's what you see. Up ahead, and some distance away. You can pretty much count these steps as 5 foot. I have a grid I can bring up if need be, but it's a distance off. Okay? Up ahead, you see a series 2 statues. Okay, now Colby, you recognize this as the ancient form of what they believe Baka, the earth god, resembles and looks like. Okay, these are depictions of that ancient, of the shit that's written down the way you believe they look. Of that, you see a flight of stairs, and you see 2 Vasilian harvesters in the distance, kind of just pacing back and forth. Or no, not pacing back and forth. They still seem to be slumbering. Okay, because the sun has not quite peaked out yet. Further to the left of that, you can see just a long expanse. You can't see up any higher than that currently in this entire area. You see there are many different holes and places where some of the brick are missing, some places where there could have been traps placed by primitives, which looks like Vasilian handiwork. Okay. And then to the right, also 2 more of these statues that depict, and the reason you can see it is because it's all moving upwards, guys. Try to keep that in mind. I know it's hard to envision that on a dimension of this nature, but the shadows and the steps kind of insinuate. And over to the right, more of the same. No other figures seem to be present right now, other than those 2 that seem to be unanimated currently at the top of the next set of stairs. So let's go ahead and, just for the hell of it, we'll get initiative rolls, and for this, just roll them real quick. This is going to let me know in what order you guys are doing things. If we run into trouble, I'll have other people join into that, and we'll just jumble them right into the initiative rolls, okay? So, did you rolled a 2? Okay, well, plus what?
What do you add to that?
Initiative. It's right side of your character sheet. Tiny box, about 3rd box down.
Are we just doing like a base initiative? We're not
Well,
counting.
Yeah.
All right, I got a 15.
Okay. And by base, it's just the 1d20 plus your base bonuses. You know, at this point, you all are just physically moving. Unless you plan on doing something else, then we can talk about modifying it if you need to. Okay. So we've got 15 for Darius. Okay. What'd you get overall, Belle?
I'm still looking for it.
Okay. Well, it'd be dexterity versus in your proficiency bonus to your, and then plus 2. What would that be?
My dexterity is 4, proficiency bonus is 4. So
Okay, so you got
10?
total of 10. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right, Brahmas.
It's a nat 20 for a 28.
Fucking A, sir. Fucking A. Okay, let's see here. Kill Tusk, what'd you get?
18.
18. Okay. Who else we got? Bast, what'd you get?
30. Thank God for rogue expertise and foresight.
No shit, buddy. I like it. Okay. Roll 1d20 and 1d8 for Shikoma, please. Danny.
And that'd be a 16.
Okay. Okay. Jeremy, roll me for Braxel, 1d20 and 1d8.
19.
Good job. And then Bella, roll me for Celine, 1d20 and a 1d10.
25.
Fuck yeah, Sean's loving you right now. Loving you. Okay, so that's the initiative order, and I have that for later on when that comes into play. And if anyone does anything special, we can alter it in and out and see how these things go. Okay? So, with all that fun stuff, let's go ahead and progress this forward. Okay? So, its top of this is going to be Brahmas and Merc. Let me just go ahead and just do a marching order. Bash, you said you wanted to move up a little bit forward first and see how things were.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. How many you've got? How many? What's your movement?
45.
Okay. Where you wanting to head to, boss?
If I use a dash, that's a bonus action, but it'll do stealth at disadvantage, right?
Yes, believe so.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Okay, go ahead. Roll your roll. Tell me what you get.
All right, with disadvantage, stealth would be a 29.
29. Outstanding. Okay, you can stealth, and you can do that.
So I'm
With
going to
disadvantage?
He's so he has expertise in stealth too.
Just so sneaky. Good lord, a 29 is on the lower.
Thank you. I'm glad someone else is on board with this. It is the people versus McGuffey on this one. But it's all good. I believe him, unfortunately.
I wholeheartedly believe him. I'm just mystified.
Right on. As you should be. Danny, where are you headed to, buddy?
Not going to do the full 90, but he's going to go up about 60 feet. But he's going to get on the rail that Kill Tusk is on. And
okay.
60 feet.
So let's go ahead and do that. And remember, Kill Tusk is on top of the statue, but 5, 10. I'm going to go ahead and have you, that's going to be 5. But you can do short distances like that because your feet, it's normal movement. 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's move you along here, sir. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Does that work for you?
Let's go 10 more feet.
Okay, 65, 70, and you are now perched up on a vine that still seems to have some life into it. There are large, almost like root-like vines that go through here as if Gaia, or Baka itself, has tried to grab onto this temple so it didn't wash away in the floods and things like that. And this is a large one, about as big around as you are. It seems to be reaching up over top of the railing and anchoring itself, and you found yourself, you can either go on top of it or use it for partial cover.
Use that for partial cover. And,
make sure to take a note of that you are in partial cover, at least from things in this direction. Okay? As you move up there, roll me a perception check, please.
Reset.
27. You see, now that you're up here, and you were looking down over the edge, you would have seen the old shaman here, as you would have saw his faded eyes looking up at you, clouded over. You would not have seen this one. Okay? And you would also see, just a minute, that there are 2 of those type that have that enchantment on them. There's one over here just down below you, nested by a group of ancient vases and clay pots and things of that nature that could be interacted with. You're getting a closer look at these here, and with that high of a roll, you can see that these things seem to be able to rotate as they are on solid pedestals, and you see deep moves and grooves and markings along this, which would insinuate that this pedestal can be moved in some direction with a dull blue faded orb placed into the mouth. Everyone, it's hard not to metagame when it's like this, but just keep in mind, Danny, those are things that I would want you to be responsible to point out to people if they don't notice them, okay? It's tough, because I say that, and everyone else is like, well, I saw it too, so it's just part of it. These 2 still do not show signs of seeing you at all, okay? Now, Danny, you know what all these things do. If there's something here you want to surprise me with, you just need to let me know. But I can't check the chat or anything because it'll minimize all the stuff here I've got going on. And my computer CPU is crazy. The only thing you could really do is text me on my phone.
Okay.
And if you do that and there's something you want to pull out of the bag here, you let me know. Because you are the enemy in Bastille here.
Well,
Okay?
Just... I would roll, actually, if you don't mind rolling it on the die roller so everybody can see it.
Yes.
Give me a above or below, and that'll let me know if something's going on.
Okay, just a minute. Let me get my right damn stuff here, buddy. Sorry. Well, that's weird. My damn... Oh, there he goes. Okay. And let's bring you back up. Okay. So, 1 through 10 is below on this right here. And 11 through 20 is above. Okay? It's a 9. It's below.
So that's negative always sucks. So there is well, no. Fast wouldn't see it. It's one of those moving around. So
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Text me and let me know what the action is of this thing. If it has seen anything, if there is something additionally new added, you just let me know, okay? We can roll with it, sir. I'm gonna grab my phone real quick, just a second. Oh. Everyone's like, what kind of sneaky shit is Danny up to? Okay, I have my phone on. Oh, and it's at 6% because, you know, that's how I like to roll. Let me plug this in real quick so I have some charge and we'll continue. Just a second. Just a second. Did I say just second? I think I said just second, didn't I? Yeah, just second.
You have to keep clarifying because seconds are passing.
I know, right? I know. It's a thankless job being a DM. Okay. All right, so I'm looking at the mystic words of one McGuffey here. And I will see this and we will go forward. Okay, and okay, Bass quiet is close, not flush. I'm not sure I understand what you sent me here, Danny.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Got it. Okay. Yep. I understand what you mean now. Gotcha. Okay. So, that is...
about it, but
that's okay. That is taken into consideration. Gotcha, buddy. Okay. So, let's go ahead and Kill Tusk. When you moved up there, I know you're an archer and things like that. Was there any action you wanted to take as far as... let's go ahead and move you next. Kill Tusk. Where are you wanting to go, sir?
Is there like a good enough height of a statue higher up, or is it just like those head ones?
Well, let's look here at what you were able to see from your perch position. These are pretty good size, but the base plus them has got them about like 10 foot. Okay, that's it. They're not nearly as high as what you are, but the place is always escalating pretty steep. Okay, so there's nothing like that around that you can see. No, I mean, you could scale up the side of other different walls and things like that, but there's no other vantage point that you can see from this, as it's all kind of going uphill steeply from where you're at.
Okay. I think I would. I would try to make the bass if possible.
Where is it you're wanting to go, boss? I couldn't understand you hardly.
Next to bass or near bass.
Okay. Now he dashed. He took his action and dashed, and got 70 foot. So you could dash and probably get up there to meet him, but it'd be your action as well.
Yeah.
Is that what you choose to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another stealth check, please.
One.
21 is good. Okay. You don't feel as if you have affected anything. And
Roll
go.
that with disadvantage because you were dashing.
Yeah.
Six.
A 6. A 6. Okay. As you
20.
a 20. Okay, good. Okay. So as you're able to get up there, you do now see the same things I was talking to Bastille about. You see these other Ozamen that are kind of nested down here to the sides. Once our turn's done, I'm going to move them as well, as they are waiting in here, trying to make sure that we get into the temple safely and to fight off any Visillion that we encounter. Was there anything else, since you used your action there, is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Colby, or does that pretty much take care of you?
That takes care of me.
Okay, let's go ahead and say the next person is going to be Shakoma. Shakoma is going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So let me move her up. And if you would, please, Jeremy, roll me a stealth check, a 1d20 and a 1d8. Ones are rerolls, and this will have disadvantage on the 1d20. That's it.
$13.
13.
Did you say advantage or disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Yeah, 13.
Okay. Let me find you here, Shakoma. There you are. Okay. As Shakoma's going up that direction, when she goes across this vine, one of her chakrams seems to drop out and drags onto the stone for just a brief moment. And as it does, it sends a little bit of fear through all of you, as you're afraid that she has possibly been discovered. When she does that, she stops short and covers herself behind this large vine here, somewhat like Danny had. And I need to roll something, now that there was a fail, to see if they are noticed and it has begun to awaken anybody within the area. I'm going to go ahead and roll that live for you all right now so you can see what's going on.
Can I cast command on it and tell it to stay asleep?
Let me see here. You were really high up on the initiative thing here. So, do you want to wait as the trigger if you see it waking up, or do you want to command it while it is sleeping?
Let me look at the range on it real quick.
Okay.
But first, I think I recall trying to do a command on him once before. I think it was a language barrier that stopped it last time, didn't it?
Could be.
Anyway, it's only 60 foot, and I know I'm well over 60 foot.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
Just a quiet lullaby in order to keep them asleep.
Yeah,
That's
got to be a cool. That's got to be a new spell, like dream suggestion. And that encompasses like the next action they take on the next day after a short or long rest or some shit like that. That could be an interesting spell. So let's go ahead and do a check here live and see what we've got going on.
Complete side note, that just makes me think of, oh yeah, you could develop a new class like Dreamweaver that entirely is based around stuff like that.
Oh yeah. You're getting subclasses for your character in minds now. That'd be a good dancer subclass, the Dreamweaver. I like it. So, 1d20 and a 1d8. Nope. And then we go one more time. That's an 18. All right, Jeremy, as you're going through and you're thinking about whether or not this would be potentially hazardous for us, and you're looking at them, trying to imagine if they're within range. Bastille, you and Chikoma, and the other ones in range, notice that up ahead, Harvester number 1 has awakened and looks down in that direction. Okay? Doesn't seem to be acting on anything currently, but it's a moment where you get your stuff, that lump in your throat as you see the head move, and the fins that were laying flat now come up and are brilliant and orange with red tops like flames coming out of the top of their head, and you can see it's awake as its eyes blink with that alligator-like film from the left and right on the sides of the eyes, and it starts to look around. You see its tongue kind of come out once or twice like this. And it just starts to scan the area as if it has heard something in the distance.
It does it would also make some clicking noises, and you would see the other one start to stir.
Okay. And that's the ones that we've discussed previously, right, Danny?
No, the other one beside it would start to stir. You would hear a clicking noise. And that one.
Oh, correct.
It would look.
So it's awakening the others to this. I'm going to call that its action. And then this one here also begins to awake to some degree. The next person to go. Let's go ahead and make it Brahmas. At this point, and I'm going to say this is all kind of happening at the same time, where is it Brahmas would like to go in this moment?
He's going to try to get forward without causing too much of a fuss. Because he wants to make sure he's got some space forward in case anything happens. We definitely don't want to stick right on top of the group. Like he's
Okay. And you got, what's your movement, 35?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put you right here. Do you want to be against the wall to the side, or you want to be in the middle? It's weird because, if you're right in the middle, things on the sides couldn't see you. If you're on one side, you're against that wall, but you're visible on the other. It's kind of a weird mix, so it's just your call where you want to go here.
He's going to stick to the middle.
Okay.
And he's going to try his best to just stand still.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me one more stealth, please. At your regular bit. Remember, you also do have inspiration if you need it for later.
16.
Okay. You feel as if you haven't awakened anything particularly. Silwyn. Where are you headed, young lady?
How far away is 90 feet from those guys?
From the Vasilians?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find my graph, and I'll tell you here in just a second, okay? I was kind of screwing around looking for it earlier, and I couldn't find it, but I'm sure I can. Just a minute here. Layer 23. Temple hatch. Okay, we don't want any of that. Layer 1. Okay, just a minute here. Sorry about this, guys. Just kind of looking because I know I have a well, I thought I had a grid on here under weather effects, but I'm not seeing it now for some reason. So if not, I'll just make it up here in just a minute. Stationary, stationary. 1, 2. Nope. Okay. So 90 foot from them. Now you want 90 foot from your location towards them, or 90 foot from them towards you?
Them towards me.
Got it. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's going to be roughly about where around Shikoma is in this area. In this line. It's going to be 90 feet to them.
Am I able to get there? Or is that too far?
You'd have to dash to do it. You'd have to do something on your next turn because that would take your action as well.
Because I have sleep.
Well, I can say, I can make it where we're all kind of moving up there at once and stuff, but you have to dash, which is going to be a stealth check of disadvantage.
And dash, I would take my action, no?
Right, but all this is all kind of happening in turn. Here in a minute, I'm going to have those Vasilian roll initiative, and we're just going to see where things start dropping in. So it's going to get interesting.
Let's see. I can try to dash.
Okay. So you know what you need to do.
Let's see. That would be a d20 plus dex plus proficiency?
Uh-huh. And then you have to have disadvantage. So you roll 2d20 and come out and give me the lowest one.
Okay. Okay, so I rolled a 10 and a 19. So 10 plus 8, that's 18.
Good job. Okay, and what is your speed typically? Is it 40 or 35? Your speed is on the right-hand side of your character sheet, about 2/3 the way down.
40.
40, that's what I thought. That's good. Let's go ahead and put you about right here. Okay? As you're looking down into this seems like it's been a cave-in where this stone and stuff is broken away. And do a perception check, please. I'm checking that in just a minute, Danny.
Perception.
That's wisdom.
Not a high roll, that's just 8.
Okay. It's strange that this broke through here, and there's nothing left laying here, but you can see that this was forced breaking. But there's no large tree or anything present here, and that just seems very strange to you. And this leads into like a hollow column area underneath there where it's just dark, and it seems like soil and the remnants of old leaves and soot and stuff have went into this area. You don't believe it leads anywhere, but it's broken away, and it's been broken away by some kind of force.
Okay.
This area beside you. Okay? Just a minute, I'm reading some messages.
Oh no. That's unnerving.
Uh-huh. It's supposed to be. Got you, Mr. McGuffey. Danny is being cruel. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's finish this up and get a few more people up here a little closer and go to our next one. Let's go ahead. I'm going to move our NPC up. Let's do her. She is going to be moving as well. Okay, let's go ahead and move Baroxel. He's going to move up, and he's going to go up a little bit ahead. And he's going to have dashed and end up being back here behind Silowin. Okay. And in that moment, guys, Baraxel looks over the edge too. And he looks at you investigating it, Silowin. And he sees you're not quite sure. And he looks up at you. And he whispers something to you in that deep, hefty native voice that he has. Okay? And he says to you, he goes, it is the living proof that Baka is real. As the Terrachua tore our lands apart, this is the destruction left from the fist of Baka as he fought for us. And he looks up ahead and he gets kind of a glaring look on his eye and he starts to touch some piece on him, some paint that had been put on in that ceremony the night before, and it seems to illuminate and shift as if a painting rune has come to life and begins to move. It looks like a large coiled snake. And as he touches it, the coiled snake seems to coil, and then it goes and wraps around his hand as if a 3D drawing is moving. It begins to wrap itself around his arm and goes down, animates. And he goes, and now the spirit lives within us. And he looks like he's readying himself for something as he looks ahead, and you notice that he's staring at Vasilian, the next flight up, that seem to be stirring and moving now as they're unfrailed, as we discussed. Okay? So he is somehow insinuating this is the fist mark of Baka as he is punched down and left some kind of destruction. You can choose to believe that if you want. You're just unsure. Okay. Let's go ahead and go ahead.
Logs that. I think she logs it, like files away in the back of her mind, like, all right, cool. And then like while she's like sort of just like looking at the Vasilian, like, yeah, that's very cool and has major implications potentially, but also lizards.
Okay.
It's like back burner.
Celine moves along here, and as she does, she's going to summon Isabella. Let me find it. If I've got it here, hopefully I do. Oh, don't tell me I don't have Isabella. Come on. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Gotcha. No, maybe not. Well, shit. I thought I had that on this one. I don't know why it's not here. Just a minute. We'll find something that will work in place.
Isn't that Isadora?
Isadora, yeah, sorry. Let's go ahead and I'll just bring something in here then and make this work, and it can be a symbol for that character. So let's go ahead and go to this color here. I like that. Let's go about right here. Let's go ahead and go like this. Let's go ahead and okay. We have a shape. And we have combined it. And now we're going to put the name on top of it in white. Let's go ahead and say, and what was it, Isadora? Oh, yeah. Am I not typing? Come on now, work with me. Okay. And let's go ahead and move that. I like it. Okay, combine this to this. And now I have Isadora.
Just curious, is Celine's shape-shifting from her natural abilities, or is this an illusion?
Would you be able to tell?
They would.
It is shape shifting, but it takes on all the physical things.
Okay.
The nature of what they do. She takes on sensing glands and all kinds of stuff like that. It's not a magical thing. This is a physical thing. Yeah, just so you know. Okay.
I'll text you a question.
Okay. So with that, Isadora can be summoned within so many feet. Isadora is going to perch over here on this edge, and she is going to peck and scratch at that vine, making it possibly think that it was the thing that was making that noise instead of a person creeping up there. That is Sade's intent. So as they don't know where the sound come from, all of a sudden they're alerted, they're looking around. Sade is trying to make Isadora appear to be the reason for this creak in the floor, so to speak. You get what I'm saying? So with that, I'm going to do opposing rolls. I'm going to do a performance check for Celine to pull this off, because that's going to be interesting. And I would like for you, Danny, to do me a wisdom or perception check for these two here, or whoever else is involved that you believe would see her, because the bird will be somewhat vocal to a degree, and it's jumping down a few chirps and a few pecks, not loud enough to be heard echoing, but to give that sensation in the surrounding area. I think Sean would be proud of me for that one.
Yep, you got a DC of 14.
Okay, thank you. I rolled a natural 20.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do, pig. Hell yeah, I did. I like it. Okay, so, Danny, keep that in mind, that these ones here that haven't made straight eye contact with something yet, that are still searching, believe this black crow-looking raven-like bird is what may have been causing that disturbance. Okay?
Okay, well,
Yes.
before initiative is rolled, I hate this because none of you guys talk fast out of going ahead. And unfortunately, because of this situation, none of his awesomeness of avoiding attacks is going to come into play.
What have you done?
Those sneaky ones, when they were moving,
Yes.
would have that ability because they could see him,
Uh-huh.
as stealthy as he is, have flanked him during this time while everybody else is moving. They seen him coming up and they started creeping down on him. So while everybody else was moving into position, they used that noise to cover them.
Really?
Question though, are we upwind or downwind?
Let's see. 1d4. That'll be
1
your
and 2 is
cardinal-
upwind, 3 and 4 is downwind.
I was thinking that'd be the cardinal direction of the wind. So 1 is north, 2 is east, 3 is south, and 4 is west. If it's blowing south, it's blowing directly in our face, and you can smell them. Any of the other directions, the 2 left and right, you can see how that would go. And then obviously north, they could smell us if they have that ability.
Look at you being a proud D. Look at you go. Everyone, Danny McGuffey. North,
So,
south, east, and west, you brilliant bastard. Please
with
go
that
ahead.
being said, Colby, how would you like to roll us a 1d4, please?
God, he's just taking the bull by the horns, Jeremy. I don't know how I feel. I blame you for this, Corey. This uprising.
It's super important because Darius really hardcore studied the smell of those Bazillion. So,
Right.
Yes.
and with
Oh,
my sense
yeah.
of smell,
What'd you get, Colby?
1.
1. Okay. It is blowing at your back, so we are actually upwind of them. So it's blowing,
Dude, where the hell did Bastille's token go? Did I do something wrong with it?
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. It may be accidentally put into another file here. I just got to look real quick. Sometimes they get a... There you are. Yeah, that was the problem.
It looks like you got kill tusk sitting over top of it.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to find them here. Let me see. I had them
just to
hidden.
clarify, that means we're blowing our scent to them.
Yes.
Just a minute. If I resize, it'll show me where you are, buddy. There you are. You're way up here. Oh,
I shouldn't have been that far up.
no, it got moved around. It
Okay.
it accidentally went somewhere else, and you're like, damn, I'm doing sneak attack. No,
That changes everything they were doing.
Jesus, light speed and beyond. Where were you at, Danny? Do you remember
I was
roughly?
just
You were
ahead of. I was on that vine ahead of
okay.
Kiltusk.
Got you, buddy. I
So,
moved a file and put you in another character's file in accident. You're fine.
So
So
if you would the two, sorry, one of the two
yes,
that was roving.
I will do that now.
Fast.
Okay, just a minute. Just a million. And these are the ones that are the sneaky bastards, correct?
Yes.
And are we able to visualize any of this currently or not?
I am going to say that it would. It will flash into visibility when it attacks, but it's going to pop back out. I think is how that dynamic will work.
Okay.
But then it becomes kind of a stealth check to see whether you can see them because you know they're there, because it's more of a chameleon than like an invisibility or something.
I get it. I understand what you're saying, boss. I'm with you. And you said both of them?
No, just the one, because the other one would be.
Well, you said something about flanking is why.
Yeah. Well, because I thought that, and then I was like, well, I only said one of them was roving in the beginning when we rolled that. So if I put both of them, that would have been really cool and really bad, but
okay.
Do away with something else.
So we still do not notice this at all at this moment. And here in a minute, we're going to give Darius the chance to possibly perceive. Okay.
This is so before initiatives are rolled. I've already rolled, and he did successfully hit back. He flashes into sight as he attacks Bast.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there.
He lands both.
Okay. So let's go ahead. And we've got them moved up. Darius, I'm going to move you up a little bit more just for time constraint here. And let you be able to make an action here. Let me go ahead and go to the gang. Let's go ahead and go up to Darius.
Quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy. What's up?
For the stairs going up, are those two platforms completely separated by the stairs, or would the Oarsmen be able to see underneath the stairs to the other platform?
I'll show you here in just 1 minute.
Ooh.
I'm going to let you go ahead and go from this area, and there's a reason for this. From right here, Darius, if you would like to, were you doing a perception to smell the wind and see what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine, like, while we're going, if there is a passive perception type of vibe when it comes to smelling, I would imagine he'd get that.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
what is your passive perception?
So if we are going by, where the hell did my PDF go? Sorry, let me reopen this. If we're going by, standard D&D 5th edition raw, passive perception is 10 plus your perception modifier, and if you have advantage, it's +5. If you have disadvantage, it's -5. So,
I am good with those rules, and that makes sense to me. So, with that, what would it be for your character? It's going to be good. I know it is.
So passive sniffing for him would be 19.
Okay. I'm going to say, as you sneak up here beside Brahmas, remember, that's just 30 foot. You can go further. Okay, on your action. I'm going to start your action from right here. Okay, because I want to kind of move this along. There's some neat dynamics here, but I want to get into this a bit. So, on that moment, you do smell something closer than your eyes are letting you. And the funny thing about it is, it's faint, but there is something closer than it should be here. As you look around, you don't see any remains, you don't see any of their paint, or any of those kind of crazy things that would leave that remnant here. But you get a little hit of something. With that being said, on your turn, what are you doing?
Okay. So just to make sure visually what we're seeing here, the two sides of the stairs, those are kind of like those platform that kind of go up alongside it, like you see in like at the Abraham Lincoln's fucking memorial, where
Yeah.
they have it, people slide down them and shit. That's the vibe
Yes.
we're going.
Yes, you could do that. I mean, it's going to be a little rough on your ass, but yeah. And we're saying these are about 8 foot tall. From the steps here to these side pieces is about 8 foot.
Okay.
Okay.
So I would say, you know, being that it is rough, that means it's not slippery enough where I would just slip and fall. I would imagine that Darius would go, like, he'd be like, and just immediately hybrid form and jump up onto the side to get a better vantage point. So
Okay.
jump up onto the what do you call it? Fucking rail.
And rail would work, but hey, we know what you mean. And you're jumping in the hybrid, correct?
Yeah. He'd go
Okay,
half.
here goes
you
to
know,
change. As much as I love that every single time we do it. And now I'm going to have you jump up. Okay, we're going to make that... Oh, no, sorry, hold on. No, that should work. That should drag you. There's Darius. Why isn't that working? Oh, I know why.
Layer.
Yep. I put you up here. Hey, buddy, come back. Yeah, you're back here. Yeah, just a minute. Sorry. Technical, everybody. Let's go ahead and do this and now move. Would the real Darius please stand up? There he is. Okay. I'm going to say that's 10 foot of movement for you to get on top of that. Now where are you headed, sir?
Yeah, so basically I'm getting up there and the goal is I'm sniffing out to see if I can track it, and as I'm going I'm alerting the rest of them
How?
there's something here. And I'm just like clawing at the thing to hold on.
Okay. Merc, keep in mind, you're seeing this. Valdera is seeing this. Braxel, they all hear this whisper on the wind. In that moment, the second you say, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start getting into the initiative round in the way that we planned it. Okay? So, I would like for you, Danny, to tell me what the initiative is of these first two Vasilians that were up here, and just so you know, those are going to be number 1 and 2 harvesters. Let me write this down for a minute.
For the first one would be 14, and the initiative for the second one is a 7. Oh, that worked out.
Okay, just a minute. 1, 2, and then what about your other little bite that's just there snuck up on you?
So he was basically holding an action as he snuck because he was coming in. So how this is going to play out is when Darius says that, Bast looks over his shoulder, and you see a flash of a Vasilian appear.
Yes.
And he strikes with a double-clawed fist, and at the same time uses his tail underneath his feet. And I've already rolled it. He takes 22 points of damage from the strike, and he, with the surprise disadvantage, I'm going to roll a dex check to see if he can stay on his feet. He's generally good at dex, so
okay.
Against, because he had a natural 19 on his roll. Holy shit, that sucks balls.
I like it when Danny says "holy shit."
How far is that platform down below him?
It's 8 foot to the center, and down to the platform below you, it's 15 foot down to that lower platform to your right.
Well, he is going down onto that platform.
Okay.
And he'll take an extra D6 of that.
Now, is that within your area? Because remember, if your feet, you actually only take so much damage to a certain degree.
Yeah, I was trying to equate that one because he actually lost the dex check because he's actually getting slammed the way he comes down.
Okay, that's fair. Well, go ahead and roll your damage for your fall.
Quick question.
Yes.
How far is this away from me?
Just a minute, I'll tell you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 foot.
And would that creature have had enough time to do that before, like, would I have noticed in enough time to activate my my shroud to get myself in between Bast and the creature?
Well, let's see. What did the creature roll for its initiative roll, Danny?
I
Million.
didn't. I'll
Go
have
ahead and
to-
roll one for it,
so,
and we'll base it on that, bud. Okay.
be a 17.
17. Yeah, you definitely would, boss. And see, and that's, I mean, this is kind of a hard thing to do when we're so spread apart, but that's why I had you guys doing your initiative rolls earlier, because that's naturally going to play into this when we start walking into combat or whatever happens. I know whenever they roll, I can start to stack these things this way. It's tough, but I'm buying it. It works. Everybody cool with it? A
just
simple
so you know,
nod would work.
So Bass had no weapon defense, anything like that. His dex, because it was a complete surprise against him.
Okay, so
Against him, it's like basically a backstab almost.
we're going to say this. Because Darius's initiative was fucking incredible. Oh no, hold on. No. You only had a 15, didn't you? When we rolled earlier.
Initiative.
I've got it written down as a 15.
Yeah. Because I rolled 11 and I have a +4 because you said there was nothing, no bonuses. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and add on the fact that you're doing an attack to it and add on your bonuses. What would that turn that 15 into? Or this, whatever this action is. What would that add to what that 15 was?
So what would the Shroud of Tempest add? I don't. What
It would be a dexterity. So remember, initiative is your 1d20 plus your dex plus your proficiency bonus and whatever skill points you may have towards that. So your 15, what was that? Just your die roll plus your proficiency?
Yeah, 15 was the 11 +4. So if I'm adding dex to that, that puts me at 18.
Okay. And I'm completely buying that. So here's what happens there, Danny. With him jumping up there and smelling and be like, something's here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do it justice, Corey. You're better at it than I am, right? So, at that moment, all of a sudden, the image comes into view, and it's like, it's getting ready to come at Bastille. And the second that happens, Darius is there for the edit. He's able to jump up because the way that initiative wedged in there made a nice little sandwich. Go ahead and do your thing, boss man.
So
I'm going to move you up there.
Basically, what I would imagine is happening is, as the creature, comes into view, it's just enough gap between Bast and the creature that Darius enacts the Shroud of Tempest. So I pull my cloak down over me and just become one with the wind, and just this kind of like for those who watch Cirque du Freak Vampire Assistant or whatever.
I'm with you.
I very much like flinting, where he's just like real fast, and when he stops right in front of the creature needs to make a strength saving throw versus DC of 120 plus my charisma modifier. So a DC of
Danny, it's you, buddy. Roll it.
Right, what's he's got to roll his 1d20. He's got a dirty 20. I gave him a 1d4 for his bonus.
So with my +4 and a 17 on the die, that's a 21 DC.
So he fails.
So you're... Oh shit! Actually, it's more because I didn't realize I had to add proficient bonus, but whatever. It failed.
Whatever he says.
So the creature, so anything within a 10 foot by 60 foot straight has to do that. So if there's anything else past him, for example, would have to also do that.
Danny, is there?
Well, that one would be within 60 feet, but that statue is protecting it if it's a.
So that'll probably block it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'd say it hit that statue then, because that didn't make sense to further past it.
Yeah, and the statue we're talking about, of course, is this one right here. Okay, got it.
So they're knocked back 15 foot.
Hell yeah, they are. Okay.
Is that a statue?
We're going to see here. That'd be nice. 5, 10, 15. It's like just 15 and a half. Tell you what, 1d20, 1 through 10 it is. 11 through 20. It is not. See if we can get some damage out of this. You ready?
Yeah.
1 through 10 it is. That will be just enough to slam him into said thing and make some damage. All right, so nicely done. Let me go ahead and move the enemy. And that is
I
Chameleon.
imagine as Darius stops right in front of Bass, like all Bass sees is like the fur on the back of his neck and stuff, and the creature as it begins to go, you just see like Darius kind of wrench up like all werewolf-esque and alerts everyone, they're here.
Nice. At that second, as a triggered action, Isadora flies up into the sky. Okay, to get some visuals for Celine. Okay, let's talk about damage. So you pushed this thing 15 foot, right?
Yeah.
And you
With a
slammed
four.
it into that. So let's go ahead and say, I like doing things just for the fun. Roll me a 1d20, almost like a spell DC.
So just a flat D20, 13.
Okay, and then what is it that you would put onto your spell DC as far as making spells potent? If you were to cast it?
Yeah. So 21.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 point of damage for every 5. So I'm gonna give you 4 points of damage because of how powerfully you cast this. Kind of like that flavor. Are you with me? And then I'm going to give you the here's the debate. Normally it's 1d6 per every 10 foot a person is pushed or falls, right?
Okay.
Now, so you went 15 foot here. Okay, that's a 1d6. I'm going to give you a 1d8. Okay, because it's a little bit further than 10. So you're going to get your 4 points of damage because of the force in which you pushed him. Okay, and we're going to give you a 1d8 for the impact when it hits the head.
I'd even do you one better and call it 2d4.
Oh wait, that's a D10, not a D8.
Yeah,
no, that is a D8.
So what'd you inflict, boss?
So roll 2d4. Oh, that
2d4 or 1d8, it'll come out to the
either
same.
one's fine. Yeah.
and you want to know what's funny? I rolled a 1d8 and made it 2, and I rolled 2d4 and rolled ones on each, so 2. Either way, it's 2.
I like it. Yeah. So you got 6 points of damage. Danny, are you keeping track of them?
I am.
Please, 6 points of damage on Chameleon. And that would be, that actually identifies as Harvester number 5 on my list. So if you want to put down Chameleon number 5, that works. Okay? Spoilers. Bam. Now, do I have to do anything about him being knocked prone or anything like that? Doesn't really say in the description.
It doesn't say that, no. It just says knock back 15 foot.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave it be then, because he did hit into something that's going to kind of keep him stood up, but it's like, push. So, nicely done, okay? So you did your damage there. That awakens that moment, and when you yell, they're here, different things are going to be in motion. Okay, so Danny, any other players that are involved in this, I want you to go ahead and roll me initiatives for, and we're going to work them in here, okay? So we know these two are keyed in now, right? Yeah. We know this one definitely knows what's going on. Remember, he can also go into Chameleon as a bonus action on the next turn. You know how that works, okay? You know where the other places, people, and things are that we are not aware of, and you also know where the other ones are that we are aware of. So roll initiative for any of those you want to bring into play here, and we'll get to them in order.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll an above or below to see if anybody hears you roaring.
He roared. So make it like a 1 through 15 they do, 16 through 20 they don't.
Yeah, so that was a 5, and so they definitely heard.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that echoed, because now they're all chattering all over the place. And as that happens, like you hear Ozomen just start roaring because they realize that things are raising up around them.
It has begun. Hey, Brahmas, you don't have to worry about sneaking anymore. That's good news, right?
When you envision this, we're not putting all of the creatures that are like every Ozomen on the field is embattled.
Right.
But we're not. Those are kind of roles that are happening on the side, so we can move on with your combat.
Right. Correct.
Reaver Reaver 1 and 2 are moving toward down the steps.
Okay, got it. Let me get that now. Reaver 1 and 2. Sounds so menacing. Oh, you mean Ravager or Weaver? Weavers are the spell ones. Ravagers are the big badasses with the black.
It would be Ravager.
Okay.
For some reason, it says it must have spell checked you, and it says Reaver on this one.
Okay, and you said 1 and 2 are headed down the steps?
Yes, 1 and 2.
Okay. Woo! Here it comes. And I'm gonna start them here, and then we'll do some initiative rolls, okay? And then number 2 was here. We're gonna get you going in a direction. It's about right here. Okay. It's gonna get interesting. All right, and then what else, Danny?
All right, so Reaver 1 has a 23, and Reaver 2 has a whopping 6.
Okay, let me write these down.
7.
Just a minute.
Going into it.
1. Reaver 1 had a what?
23.
23. And Reaver number 2 had a whopping 6.
7. Sorry, his bonus is a 6. So.
Okay. All right, so that's 5 in play right now. Okay, we got 2 Harvesters, 1 Chameleon, and 2 Reavers. We stay in there for now?
Yeah, everything else is going to stay in position, and
okay.
Probably that's actually what's happening.
Okay, just a minute. Ozaman, group 1 and 2 are going to be in Ozaman 3. Just a minute. And the reason why I'm doing this is this could have went so many different ways. There was no real way to prepare for this, guys. We just kind of got to roll with the punches, you know what I'm saying? So, as shit breaks loose, I'm going to call this right here group number 1 for the Ozaman. Okay, and let me go ahead and put that in place here. So let me make sure I'm doing this right. Is this you? It is. Okay, so on that one there, let's go ahead and put a number 1. And 1. Okay. Let's go ahead and move you around and make sure I like where you're at. We're going to say that's good. And let's go ahead. Just a minute. Delete. And then we're going to move you here. Down here I can see it in the dark real good. Okay, bud. You're good. We're just getting some things together, bud. You're fine. It's not very bright, but it'll work for now, I suppose. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move that into Shaman number 1. Okay, so that's going to be group number 1. We're going to call this guy up here. He's going to be group number 2. Corrupted number 1. And then we're going to call this guy over here on the other far side. Corrupted number 2 is going to be group number 3. All right. So we're going to move with that for now. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll some initiatives from them. Bella, do me a favor. Roll me a 1d20 and a 1d8 for this fella right here and see where he's at in my initiative order.
Right, I was thinking I'm gonna kind of just throw them in for flavor, instead of because if we roll back and forth of them, they'll take a lot out of.
I've got an idea for group tactics for these guys. So, 6 altogether, okay? Mm-hmm. Bella, give me another one, please. A 1d20 and a 1d8. Just a minute, Danny. My God, girl. These Ozaman ain't going to have a chance in hell. Let's mix this up a little bit. Jeremy, roll me 1d20 and 1d8 for Ozaman group number 1, the one that has our old buddy, the shaman, involved.
19.
19? Shit, Bella could have rolled 5 more times and not got there. That's just, dude, I know that hurts. That hurts, and I apologize. I don't apologize for Jeremy laughing right now, but I just apologize in general. Okay.
Dice hate me in many forms.
Yeah, right on. So, let's go ahead, and if those are our active players, I've got all the initiative rolls here I need. I've got numbers for the bazillion things that are awakened and things in this. Danny, is there anybody else involved here that you know of right now? Okay.
Yeah. Other than what I texted you, but that's
All right, just a minute. Okay, I'm going to check a text and we're going to move forward here, because Danny Corey's character has pretty much already used his initiative turn and done this, so we'll go through. Okay, just a minute. Okay, good deal. Thank you, Danny. That helps me a lot. It's cool. A lot of moving parts here, everybody. Just a minute, okay? And that is was that Weaver 1? Yeah, let's see. Okay. Is that now? Let's see here. Does she become cool? Okay.
I may not have the right number on him, but you know which one he is.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of those. I can pretty much use, the central. Got it, buddy. Okay. Look at you grinning. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the initiative. Bast, you had a 30. That's going to put you at the beginning of this order in doing some things. Go ahead, and I'm going to say, just so we can see a little bit better and things are starting to develop here, the nighttime is starting to back off a little bit more. Things are getting to be a little bit brighter. Okay? The rain's still lightly coming down as we're doing this. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Let's see,
So,
see the spacing back toward the Scion, back to Karsu, which Bass still calls Scion.
right. We know, you guys. It's a really cool little bit of stuff there.
Can't wait to get
So, now that we know it's your turn, sir, it's Bastiel's go. Whichever way you're facing is perfectly fine. What is it you are doing on your turn? Tell me how far you want to look. I'll give you up to 90-foot range of being able to look around out here. If there's somewhere you want to gaze or look.
Right now, he's getting back to the Scion.
Oh, you're getting back to the Scion. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So, we're going to say that she is... Okay, I'll move you here real quick, sir. Okay. 5 to get down off the wall. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Passing by Baraxel. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 is going to put you, if you choose to do that, it's going to put you right there in front of the Scion.
Okay, so he will use
Now that's 60 to there. Right here would be 55, so you just kind of choose where you want to be, sir.
So instead of actually running it, what he does is when he throws his hand up, that dagger appears and he whips it. And
using the bonus action. Okay, yeah, roll me an attack roll and see how far you're able to throw it.
Got a natural 19, so he can do the 60-foot with a dagger instead of the 30-foot teleport.
Okay, so this is going to put you here with a bonus action instead of using your movement, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's
because you're using your gate. Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's the attack roll. He loses 1 attack to throw the dagger, and he gets 1 free action to do it that way.
Roll something for me, Bella. Roll me a... What do you think, Corey, would be like if you were playing chicken against somebody, like cars were driving at each other? What do you think you would roll to see who would be the one that had the nerves of steel?
Deception, well... I would say persuasion.
Go ahead. Well, Corey first, and I'll ask Jeremy after that. We'll get a vote on it. What do you think, boss?
Well, it's definitely a charisma roll, right? If you think about it. Who's got the nerves of steel is charisma. In my opinion, that's oftentimes done by persuasion. I'm persuading you, or or intimidation. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. Intimidating you to say like, "Oh, I'm going to be here," and you're not.
Okay, so Jeremy, what do you think? Are you on page of that?
Yeah, I was gonna say charisma just to see who can maintain composure, but I figure maybe a intimidation versus an insight, something like that. Like, can you insight whether they are actually as intimidating as they're trying to come off?
I get it. Okay. So do me charisma for her. Give me a 1d20 plus a 1d8, Bella, and tell me what you get. Because Karsu sees a dagger flying at her head.
11.
An 11. Danny, as you're doing this, and Brahmas, you're looking over, you hear Karsu gasp as she drops to prone and covers up like this as Danny has chucked a dagger straight at you guys. And this is strange for Brahmas. You've seen him do shit like this before a lot in combat, and I'm going to say, you pretty much know what he's getting into, but she would have no idea. And it flipped her the fuck out. Okay? I'll give you a free action to do something here to help the situation.
I want to go ahead and make it known, because you told me as far as my my aura goes that I could pick two. I'm going for dexterity and constitution.
Thank you. Explain to everyone real quick what that is.
That's the aura of protection. So you get if you're within 10 feet, you'll get a +4 to constitution and dexterity saving throws.
Yeah. What we did is the paladin's ability, we make things stronger and weaker. And the problem is, if you're getting a +4 to every single type of saving throw you have, just being within so close to somebody, that's extraordinarily powerful. Especially for a passive thing, it doesn't take him to act or anything of that nature. So what we've done is we've made it to where he has to select 2 ability scores to affect when he's doing this aura. And that's the only 2 that work during this situation.
You said Dex and Constitution?
He did.
You were my best friend because I suck at Constitution.
I know, and he's my worst enemy. I know. So that's just a little flavor that we added, because we try to give things, but some things are really, really crazy powerful, and I can't justify them, so we altered that way. That way he radiates off a certain thing, it's more specific, rather than +4 for everyone, it's the Oprah show, you get a 4, and you get a 4.
That dagger is spinning over, hilt over end, over and over, and she's seeing it. What happens is his hand appears almost first out of mist, and then he's holding the dagger, and he looks up to Brahmas, and he goes, the plan's out the window, we'll have to fight every inch. We've got to cover her.
What did you say? You gave her a +4 to... Okay, it wasn't charisma. Do you have one free action, but that's it, Brahmas. Do you have anything you're saying to Karsu as the dagger comes flying down and Bastille pops into place? He yells this. Are you saying anything in this moment either? Are you saying, let's go, let's rock? What are you doing?
Yeah, he's looking at her and he's looking at Bast. Stay together. Move. Stay behind me.
Okay. Persuasion, real quick. With advantage.
That's a dirty 20.
Good deal, that'll work.
So, because I've used my free action, what he's using is the rest of his turn to say, instead of taking any action beyond that, he looks to you and Valdera and says, you two be the blade, and anything that slips between you, I'll keep off of her.
Okay. All right. So, Valdera and Brahmas are taking the lead, and we're charging for the gates, correct? Okay. Now, what's cool is Valdera has a feat called Charging Assault. And I think you have this too, don't you, Jeremy, or not? I can charge and hit someone at the end of it. It's like kind of like the 3.5's version of Bull Rush. So I can do that and run in front for my movement. Okay? So when it comes to our turn, me and Brahmas are hauling ass, going that way. Bastille, I'll let you want to hold your action until we're going.
He's going to stick with her, so his movement is going to be restricted to hers. Okay. He's staying with her, and he'll reserve his actions for anything that approaches her. So okay. He's not going to be... For once, Bass is not going out and seeking it, because he made a promise he would get her to the door.
Okay. In this theatrical moment, I'm going to allow you to finish that up and move along with her when it comes to one of these three's turns. Okay? I'm going to kind of collectively have you guys move as a group. in here. I'm going to look at the initiative numbers and come up with a solid number that is the factor of all of them. And I'm going to move you that way. Just randomly making this up because it makes sense in the moment. Okay? Now, I'll do that when the time comes. If something happens before then, and everyone wants to branch off and do their particular different things, that's fine too. But I don't mind a group initiative to move as a group. Okay? Almost like a group stealth check. So let me look at the players real quick, talk amongst yourselves for just a minute, and I'll come up with that number. Okay? Go.
I know. I do have something that I want to do.
Talk to Danny. He's my co-DM tonight, I guess. So I got to see. We got.
I mentioned the vaulting and screeching earlier, correct?
You did.
Yes.
Because what I was thinking for her is it's clear that all's going to shit and we're booking it, and the entrance is at the very top, right?
As Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth. So that is exactly what we're doing.
But the entrance is at the very top, right?
Yes.
And I'm trying to think. It's like I'm so used to like sometimes like being able to look around the map myself, but I know I can't do that right now. Trying to think, because there was a where the guys were sleeping, like it was like a long path, right?
Uh-huh. I've got my number, by the way. I was doing math quick. The average for all 4 of you guys clustered together on your initiatives out of 4 divided by 4 is fucking 23. You guys are like pro shop shit. Okay? So just have that in mind. That's coming up pretty soon. Up here, you were able to see a good 90 foot, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30. I'm going to say up to here is where you're able to see. And since this continues going up and you have pretty decent vision, this goes straight up into a doorway. And that's how we're getting in. Right here.
Question for the DM. This will be a
Yes.
first. Hyper mode increases my speed, correct?
What is it?
Hyper mode for the overdrive.
It does, buddy.
Does that also apply to my dash speed?
Yes.
So whatever. Okay.
Yeah, you can burn rubber, sir.
And can I opt to stop shy 10 feet to use what is that?
Steadfast Assault.
Steadfast Assault, yes. To enable myself to make an attack.
If you're dashing, the effect would be doubled.
I love how both Brian and Danny immediately went,
Yeah.
the hand
Because
and everything.
because if you're using Steadfast Assault, then it's 10 foot for an additional. It's halving your movement to have an. Is it 10 foot for an additional attack? Is that how it works?
Well, let me tell you. Well, let me tell you what I got.
Sell it to us. Because I'm watching Corey's face to know what the answer is. When he starts looking like he smells sour shit, you know you're in a bad direction. So he's the meter, and you go ahead and talk to me.
So, at 8th level, I get overdrive upgrade, which allows
You
me
do.
to use a D6 instead of a D4.
That's true.
Hyper mode. 1 is 5 feet. I rolled 6.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay,
So
that's cool.
70 foot plus another 60 foot.
Okay.
So that's 130 foot.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so
can shave 10 foot off of that or 50 foot off of that, whatever, to throw
Okay.
a Steadfast Assault in there.
okay, so I want you to understand Steadfast Assault, and remind me, I think you can have your movement
I
in
think it
order
says
to.
10 foot.
Does it only say 10 foot? Okay, that's fine. But listen,
That's Gen 1 of it. Gen 2, if you look in the new, when we rewrote that, it's either half your movement or 15 feet.
or 15 foot.
Yeah.
Okay,
One
so
additional attack could cost a 15 foot.
so let's do this. I'm going to say this, and then we'll give it to the judges, okay? 15 foot is what it takes of your movement in order to get an additional attack. Now, if you're a monk and you have a lot of movement, then you're able to do more with your movement than a normal person. So 15 foot is the standard. It's not half, it's 15 foot per block, right? Now, when you are dashing, you're doubling your movement. Correct?
But
Okay.
You're sacrificing the action to get there.
Yes. So this should be a sacrifice of the movement doubled as well to be able to do this. So a 10 would have turned into a 20. A 15 would have turned into a 30. That's how I believe this should be. Because it is still that 6-second turn. It's you straight out hauling ass, but you're stopping short to do this attack. So I think if it's a reflection of 1, it's got to be doubled that reflection.
If you have any type of charging attack, though, it would work out well.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
I don't. But my thought was get all that movement speed, which if it's
1d6 per, yeah.
If it's 30 foot to sacrifice to do Steadfast Assault, then
What do you want me to tell you here?
What I would give you as the co-DM tonight is your size. If you trample something.
Well, basically, I was thinking of a leaping strike, which does 1d4 damage per additional 10 feet of movement used.
Ooh.
So it is going to be
but
what was
it's
his name? Superman punch.
But it's
Yeah.
from your leap distance. So, but what you could get out of that I would give you for an attack at the end of it is you could trample something that is smaller size.
I can
So if it's a normal size creature, you could run over the top of it if you've got all your speed running into it. And then it becomes a contested thing. They get a deck save to see if they can move out of the way. Because it's like, oh, look, a giant thing running at me. Oh, like the bull with the thing. I mean, obviously.
I've taken this in consideration. You make a valid point, Danny. I've got a way I want to do that. But instead of talking it to death, I'm squared away. Between what you just said and what he wants to do, I'm good. So you're going to do that kind of charge, minus that 30 from it, and tell me how far that distance is, how far you're going to be able to truck.
That would put me at 100 foot.
100 foot. Okay. So, on that turn, that's going to put you going. I'm going to look here at it roughly. 70. That's going to put you right between these two statues. That's quite a bit. Okay? So keep that in your pocket, and you know it. Okay? Now, you're going to leave Valdera in the dust, but that's okay. Okay? So, when we get there, we'll get there. All right? Was that all for now?
Yeah, that was just when my turn comes up, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and say Bastille is on hold. We're going to put an H. The next one to go was going to be, well, it is you, buddy. It is. You got a 28 on your initiative, yeah. So that's where you're headed, right?
Yep. If I can't hit anything, then obviously I'm just going to burn the whole 130.
Okay, so that was 90, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
95, 105. 105 is going to put you where you could be at arms with this one. So if you want to give it a shot and just sacrifice something for that, so that's going to be 105, right? Okay, and did you have a bonus action?
That was the overdrive.
Okay. So do you want to hit it, or do you want to...
Well, I mean, if it's right there, yeah. I'm going to try to ram it to the wall in that case. It's just standing right there by the wall.
Okay, all I'm going to do is, in this case, I'm going to give it a dex check versus you, as if you are a moving projectile, because you don't have an attack you can use here. You're just a boulder. Okay, I think that's fun to do, because you're using all your movement, and it's not like you're striking at them, you're just like, right? So let's do that. I'm not going to say you just running into someone face first is an attack. It's just in the way. Okay, that's just an interesting way of looking at this.
See if he's Indiana Jones or not.
Oh yeah, Harrison Ford shitting himself. So let's do this. Okay, so Brahmas, as you say this to Karsu, you're like, "Stay with me." Shoom! She's just like, like the hair's blowing back and shit as you go into hyper mode. Around. Can you describe to people what this looks like and tell them what you're doing as I move this
So-
person?
What everybody sees is Brahmas assuming like a forward step stance as you start to see the lower part of the stone under the steel in his armor start to kind of glow, almost like the horse that he had. As it starts to go, you start to hear a hiss as he starts to just take off.
Roll me an athletics check real quick, please.
Sure, it can't be acrobatics.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I think Darius, Corey knows what I'm up to here.
That's 17. I used my bardic inspiration for it.
Okay. Okay, do me a favor, Bella. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Plus 4. Oh, no, she was ahead of me, wasn't she?
Uh-huh.
That was a 16.
Okay. I have a number down here, and his role was to create a DC for you. 16 does it, but not by very much. We've roughly got 5 to 7.5 feet here between this area that you're in, and he's not going to be able to run over this hole. So as he comes barrel-assing up here through you, it's almost like you almost walked into a train. It's like someone's there and seeing this shit, and as you're looking around and doing these things that we talked about you're doing, Brahmas literally goes so close to you and runs through this area here to get around you. Rubble falls down this embankment and starts rolling into this big footstep of Baka. As you swear to God, he hit you. It was that close. She made it by 1 on the versus what you rolled, because there could have been a collision. I'm glad there wasn't, and I was going to give you the option to stop here and try to put on the brakes, and it was going to be a whole fun thing. But you're zooming. I can just see Darius being like, "Holy fuck!" Right.
Getting up to that point, I'm like, "Oh, excuse me, we slide past
You just
here."
hear like
Pardon. Yeah.
just a slight chink as he just like brushes like one corner of armor somehow.
You know how rear view mirrors get hit on cars when they go beside each other? Like one of those fins on your helmet, it's bent sideways now. It's kind of like, right? So we have that. Go ahead. I'm going to do this at dexterity. I want you to do an athletics check to give me a DC as far as how you are aiming yourself at said poor bastard.
17.
Okay. Okay. Danny. DC is 17. Dexterity saving throw.
Now,
What does Harvester number 2 get?
It's a 15. It's a 20 and a 4.
Okay.
20 and a
So-
1 and a 4.
Okay. I'm going to say that Brahmas, as a tackle, does 1d8 bludgeoning damage. Now you're in hyper mode. Okay, now I'm going to max you out. When you reach top speed, I'm going to give you, what is your normal movement? 35? Okay, I'm going to give you 3d6. Or no, 2d6 and 1d8. Okay? So I'm going to give you 2d6, 1d8 for the distance that you're getting at, and a 1d8 for you being a physical cannonball. And I want you to roll those for me, and I want you to add in your strength modifier to that, and tell me what your damage is.
Can I milk that for the 1d8 radiant damage because of my improved smite? Which all attacks made by me are radiant now?
It's not an attack, or else we wouldn't be able to do it this way.
Well, I had to try to milk it.
I know you did.
Make me proud, Jeremy.
I'm already proud of him just for not knocking the shit out of Silhouette.
2d6 and 3d8, right?
That's what I said. 2d6, 2d8, plus your strength bonus.
Okay.
I think I can. I think I can. Chug it, chug it, chug it, chug it.
10, 15.
Literal train noise
27.
as he speeds by.
27. Danny, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
No bueno. That's a 4, a natural 1.
Okay.
With a 3 for the bonus.
Okay. Okay. Roll me an extra 1d6, Jeremy, because now you've hit him and you've slammed him into that wall behind him.
Another 6.
Jesus Christ, really? Okay.
Okay.
That's 33 to that one, Danny, and he is prone. And I mean, fuck. 1d10 he's dazed, 11 through 20 he's stunned.
Is he frightened? Because if he ain't, he ought to be.
Hey, listen, there's only so much we can do. He can't be prone, stunned, and frightened all at the same time. You're not Freddy Krueger.
17.
Okay. So, 1 through... Oh, no, not for you. He already rolled the thing and failed it with the 4 when he got hit. Okay. So, 1 through 10, dazed. 11 through 20, stunned. Okay, let me bring this up. Stunned. Damn. That's the KO. Not dead, but, that's the one where he don't do shit. Dazed is when everything you try to do the next round, you're like, oh, but on this one, yeah, that's buckets of shit. So, anyway, great job, Jeremy. You bastard.
I can see that Ravager looking down the stairs like, the fuck was that?
Yeah. Yeah, right. So, you blast him, dude. Remember, take a note, Danny. This is stunned and prone, number 2 here. Okay? That's going to stop your motion. And I want you to take 1d6 bludgeoning from the impact on this as well to... or 1d8. 1d8 from the impact as well to the outer. As you smash him and you hear bones crunch and you run into this stone column right here, sir. Reckless abandon. What'd you get?
Took 4.
Okay, that's to your outer. That's his AP, okay? That's the AP total. Alright, so that's the end of your turn, correct? Good turn, sir. Okay, next person to go would be Celine. And on Celine's turn, let's get creative, everybody. Because Sean is not here. We have Isadora. She sent flying up to be able to see what's coming and what's going on so she can say things kind of like the eye in the sky. Okay? So, having said that, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Where did I put you, buddy? Now don't tell me I lost it. Here it is. I got it. Okay.
I asked you in text, but it doesn't matter if they know. Can she change to a cold-blooded creature when she shifts as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That
From everything that I've checked out and looked at, it is an absolute metamorphosis. It's not an illusion or anything that has to do with magic, I believe. Now, Corey, have you ever ran changelings in any different kind of way? I believe it's a metamorphosis that they go through.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, though, do they have like the same internal organs? Their body works the same, or do they just take the physical form of it? Like,
I've never delved into it that much. I'm not sure.
So in D&D, like changelings, from my interpretation, it's not an illusion. It's a physical change. They're just like a werewolf physically changes. It's breaking its anatomy into something new.
Right. So we're saying complete change.
Yeah.
That's what I've always went to.
So if you changed into a snake or a lizard, you would be cold-blooded as well. You wouldn't.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Yeah. Thank you, Corey. So I'm going to say Isadora is in the middle here, being the eye in the sky. And I'm going to say, let's see, let's roll 1d20 and see how good of a round she has. Bella, just roll me a 1d20. The higher, the better. Okay.
Don't. I should not be asked to roll things.
Okay. So, as she runs this direction 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She is going to, I'm going to put her right here in the middle, and remember, she looks like a Bazillion harvester, okay? And in doing that, she is going to pull out the crossbow and do 2 attacks against harvester number 1. The first one is going to be a surprise attack because this thing would never imagine that its own kind was going to attack it, which helps Celine with sneak attack damage. Anytime she gets advantage or surprise on someone, she gets a bonus to the damage of that nature. So, oh no, I know what I'm going to do. Well, it's a 5, so yeah, that's what she's going to do. Okay, Corey, just for the hell of it, roll me for 2 attacks. It's a 1d20 plus a 13 for each one. Let me know what you get.
So it'd be 13 and a 15.
Okay.
Oh wait. You said a 1d20 plus 13?
Yes.
Oh, so it'd be a 23 and a 35.
Okay. 35 definitely hits.
25, sorry.
25. Okay. And then the other one,
Yeah.
Wait,
what you got, Danny?
25 and a 35?
No, I apologize. 23 and a 25.
Yeah.
Okay, 25 reaches, 23 hits.
Okay, so let's go ahead and say I know what her damage is. I want you to go ahead and write down that is going to be just for expedience here. 15 plus that one right there. It's going to be 20 points of piercing damage to that creature. And that's going to be one of the ammos on that. It's going to be something that causes damage as it is barbed in there for later. So number 1 has 20 piercing damage and it is barbed.
And that's the sneak attack as well. How many d6 does she have on her sneak?
Oh, I think she had, at her level, I think it was 2. So let's go ahead and just go with 6. 6 extra points for sneak attack. It's 26 total. Okay? Okay. And we'll make that the first one that hit. And the second one, was decent. Is it just surprised the shit out of this Bazillion. Did not expect for that to happen. Okay? Which is a minuscule use of that ability, looking like one of them and stuff. That's what a 5 gets. Turn is done. Let's go ahead and go to the next person in the group that would be going, which is going to be... That was 25. Okay, we have a 3-way tie. We have a Reaver, we have Karsu, and we have the group. So, I'm going to go ahead and let's do some 1d20s. Jeremy, just roll me a 1d20. Let me know what you get. Danny, roll me a 1d20 for the Reaver. Let me know what you get.
17.
What'd you get, Jeremy? 19?
19.
I read his lips and saw that shit. You see me? Look at me go. And this is going to be for Reaver. 12. Okay, so the group out of these 3 are going to be the ones that go first. Okay, I'm going to call them Group A. The Reaver is going to be B. And then Karsu is going to be C. That is in the order. All right. Neat little trick, guys. If people tie an initiative like that, give them A, B, and C. That way you don't have to change up the numbers and do all your math and shit. Okay? All right, so the group, as a group, stampedes forward. Once again, Silwyn and Baraxel kind of in the way here. Silwyn moved over a little bit. With that dex thing. Silwyn, if you would like to use your reaction, I will let you be able to stand to the side to let give room for this group, or it's going to be another saving throw to make sure. How do you want to play this? Because they don't have a wide place to go here, and because they are going in before you guys, it creates a weird kind of dynamic. But I can't see you all just standing there and making the whole group stop. So I'll let you guys use a reaction to use some movement here.
I can't vault, can I?
Well, that would be like a major piece of stuff. I'm willing to give you a minor bit of it as a reaction here, just for the theatrics and helping this along. Because that's one thing that's weird about D&D. The chess pieces move in a certain order, but all this is kind of happening within a 6-second time frame. I'm going to let you guys use your reaction to move out of the way a little bit to let this group get through, but I'm not going to let you take full offensive things.
I scoot.
Okay, so let's go ahead and call that. Because it's that now. I'm gonna say it's a total. Do you want to jump up on the ledge and make that 10 foot of movement, or do you want to just? Okay, let's go ahead and do that with you. And mind you, on your next turn, you have minus 10 foot of movement. Okay. Okay, and you will still be able to vault. Umbraxel's going to do the same thing. So I'll remember that when the time comes. And he is overshadowing you from that angle, which will make it look like this. Correct? No, one more. There, okay. So that's what happened. You two have spent 10 foot of movement. You're up there on the wall out of the way. This group is coming through. They are stampeding. So let's see how far they can get. I believe it's going to be... Danny, what was your movement? You normally have 35 or 40?
45.
45, so you charging, you just doing a full 90 on dash?
No, he is staying with
her. Okay, so Valdera has 35, would be 70. Let's go ahead and move her up there. Okay. Okay. So I know where 90 is. We're going to come back a little bit from that. Right there. Okay. I don't really have a dexterity for her, so let's go ahead and do... I'll figure it out real quick. Just a minute. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, shit. And this right here real quick.
I imagine we'll need to pause after this round, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay, so a 17... would be a +5, so she can move just with Valdera. Okay. Let's go ahead and move her up to that NPC. And Danny, where were you at during this, bud? You were following up behind her? Was that the case, you said?
He would be to her right.
Okay. And we know you have plenty of movement to do this. Okay, Bastille, let me find you here real quick, my friend. Bast. And I'll move you up here as well.
And is that our round? Like, so because if during that round, if he can take an action, he would be casting his augmented version of mirror image.
Well, yeah, it would be. You'd have a bonus action. Well, no, you really have to take your action to have a bonus action. Of the fighting and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much your turn right there. Because it's a dash. That's you weren't able to do it in your regular movement. Well, everyone's running for the door.
Well, he was originally a rogue, so he does that as a bonus action for dash.
Oh fuck yeah! Thank you for reminding me of that. Yes. So yeah, you have your action left. That's cool. Damn, I forgot how powerful that was.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, buddy.
Of his augmented what was it called, the retribution image.
Oh yeah, yes it was hellish something, wasn't it? Hellish image. Okay, so you're casting that. Explain to everybody what they see and I will bring that on for you.
Basically you'd see celestial flames pop up and then the 3 images appear around him, and that becomes his version of Hellish Rebuke on those mirror images. It's a combo spell, a merge spell that he did.
there you go. You have your multiple images up. And that is good. So with that, and Bella has mentioned that, hey, Brian, it's 11. And I'm tired. So.
We were tired when we started.
I know, right? So let me make sure I mark that off. The group went. Group A has gone.
I thought you were going to mark off Bella's tired.
No, no. No. That way I've got an idea what's going on the next turnaround. So Danny, make sure to keep all your notes and things as far as our progress up to this point. And we'll try to jump on this. Now, Corey, you had mentioned you won't be able to be with us next Sunday, correct? Okay. You and I will discuss sometime between now and then how you would like me to take your turn. And we'll get you in here and get you being ferocious and doing some shit. I'll probably even have you make some rolls for me that we will bleed over to this so you can have a true part in it. Okay? So, with that, does anyone else have anything before we close out the first little stage of this crawl up the temple? No? All right, let's go ahead and go back to this. All right, folks. Well, that wraps it up for tonight. We had a short one to go in, and it feels like it. We got to a certain degree, but we have a whole lot more to do. But it was pretty fun. Had some pretty good shit going there. With that, I'm Brian Kynes. We'll go ahead and stop this and chat for 5 minutes and get off there. Thanks again for following us through this, and we will see you, most of us, next Sunday. Take care, everybody.